You know, we've been talking about the experiences with our children through the years, and people will often say, now that we're in our post plus decades of dealing with families and autism and our own children, our life in the community with them, all we're asking for is some color for these children. So yes, every year we met these teachers who were fresh and full of good intentions, and then we sat and taught them. And it was so sad for me to realize that the system in general, the whole educational system and the medical system, our children didn't exist. And they're not novelties. They're people who have a distinct deficit that can be addressed. And we went to another agency, and then another one after that.
And there was always a honeymoon period, and of course Maggie doesn't want to describe the atrocious conditions that we found her in, but she had been scratching at herself and unattended by the staff, and from her toes to her knees her legs were infected. And I was out there close to the end when we took her and rescued her, and I said, "What is the stink in here? It smells bad." And she says, she's putrefying. Her skin is actually rotting. And there you go. I mean, that was how bad it was. I mean, no, and developed the seizures. That's just she hadn't had them since she was three. She got off of medications when she was 18. So how do you create a program that's going to address the subtle kind of caring parts of the program when the whole great big important things are not even considered? You know, so it's very difficult. It's if you're directly involved with the creating the program, overseeing the staff, and this is what we finally had to do, then you have some controls and you can create a program. If you don't have that and you leave it up to any agency, and then we went through 3 of them in a row, and
well, in a period of years.
Yes,
but it was.
But there's always
some variation of ignorance and stupidity and lack of respect for the clients that they were dealing with. And then I got a phone call from one of the staff anonymously and told us,
"You better come get your daughter. I don't know what's going on, but she's following me from apartment to apartment saying, will you tell Jeremy to stay home? Will he stay home?" And so we came and got her. Excuse me. And we called the manager and said, "We don't know what's going on." We became an agency for one person. And so the reason more parents don't do that is because
it's a lot of work.
It is a tremendous amount of work, and the payoff was that we were able to hire the staff and
look for characteristics that we knew would be a good match, and look for people that had skills that would deal with the kinds of stresses that they were going to be meeting, and that would be open to learning about autism. Not everybody wants to do this kind of work. It's work.
And we were able to design the program.
And we designed the program that met Ruthie's characteristics.
And there are volumes that we have then, because we, I guess, learned from the state, but of protocols, procedures, and we became a team. Our employees, we met weekly to brainstorm what's going on.
In the last 2 years, we merged with Also, and it was a life-saving step for Ruth and my son Jack, and for us.
And then when we came to ALSO, they had fine-tuned that as well. They got the therapists so that they can do things online, and the problem I think with agencies is that they'll hire somebody as a staff, and the staff will put in their shift time, and then they leave, and nobody knows what happened during that time. And what the beauty with this now is that they're online, and they say what's happened, and so everybody's plugged in.
Our log keeping through therapy was a universally open to many levels of people who were interested in. So we learned a lot from and also has learned a lot from us. But at the end, we were, after 12 years of this, we were very tired. We owned the home that she lived in. It's her own home. And through a special needs trust will continue to be her own home. And we provided also for our son because his health and requirements were changing, so we were balancing two needful situations. And we met Allison Burt, who is the COO of Also, and eventually met Brett Turner, the CEO. And that was the best day of our life, because we were at the end of our energies and creativity. And we met Also, and we grew to know each other, and we decided to merge our businesses. And to have the ladies call us up and say, do you know, or to read the logs in therapy, do you know what she did today? This was so much fun, and she's just a card, and she made people laugh, and motivation for her would be to say, let's walk to the library. And that was just like,
and that was her first love, was books. And at one point she would be carrying all these little golden books and other books in her arms, and she'd have a whole stack of them, and just a little tyke, and always carrying these books. And never played with dolls and that sort of thing, but she had her books. And
the drawing has been a continuum. As we worked and met Kathleen Smith, she taught us about storylines and their power. And essentially I'd been doing that, but never in the formalized way or with the language of calling a storyline, or they also call them social stories. So we call our everyday visual descriptives storylines. We're going to go to the store, we're going to meet a new doctor, we're going to go through in the car, and then we're going to go up to the tram, and this is a new building. So what we're doing is giving her a visual map. So the voids are filled in, and when we get out of the car, it's not like, oh my God, I'm going to go on an escalator. She knows, because that's what the visual map said. You're going to walk around the building, you're going to go in the elevator, and then you're going to go up the escalator. So it's not stunning. It doesn't shock her. Us as parents, after this long road of so many varied philosophies and short-changed individuals, we feel that we found people that we can legitimately trust, and who never said they have all the answers, but they're willing to give anything a try if it's in the best interests of the individual. Or I don't think I could ask for anything more than that. And then they honor it, and when they find good things, they maintain.
Hula, 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 hula. Now let me see your rain dance. Bring out the rain.